volume of prisms and cylinders. When we're talking about volume, it's saying how much can fit into the 3D shape. The volume of a right rectangular prism with length L, width W, and height H would be length times width times height. The volume of a cube would be S cubed, because in a cube, each side length is S. And the volume of a cylinder with base area B and radius R and height H is the base times height. Or, since the area of a circle is radius squared pi, it would be pi times radius squared times the height. So if I'm looking for the volume of this rectangular prism, it will be 10 times 12 times 8, which is equal to 960 centimeters. Volume, the units are always cubed, so it would be 960 centimeters cubed. If I'm looking for the volume of a cube with edge length 10, since S is equal to 10, so S is equal to 10. So if I'm trying to find the volume, I would take 10 cubed, which is equal to 1,000 centimeters cubed. Volume units is always cubed. Now if I'm looking for the volume of this slanted cylinder, I find the area of my circle, which is equal to my radius squared times pi, which is equal to 64 pi. And we multiply that by your height. Whenever we're talking about height of any 3D shape, it always creates a right angle. Height always creates a right angle. So here my height is 12. So I say take 64 pi times 12, which would be equal to 768 pi centimeters cubed. Or if you multiply that out, it would be 2,111.52 centimeters cubed. Again, units for volume is always cubed. If I'm looking for the volume of a cylinder with base area of 36 pi inches squared and height equal to twice the radius, I first have to find the radius. So area of the base is equal to 36 pi. The formula for the area of a circle is radius squared times pi. So if I'm looking for r, I'm going to divide both sides by pi, and I'll get 36 is equal to r squared. In order to get rid of r squared, I have to do the inverse of squaring something, which is the square root. So 6 is equal to r. And it says the height is equal to twice the radius. So if r is equal to 6, a is equal to twice the radius, which is 12. So when I'm looking for the area or the volume, I'll take the area of my base, which is 36 pi, times my height, which is 12, and get 432 pi inches cubed, or 1,356.48 inches cubed. Now when I'm looking for the area of a compound figure, I have to first find the area of my cylinder, and then I also have to find the area of my triangular prism. So when I'm looking for the area of my cylinder, my diameter here is going to be 9. So if my diameter is 9, r is going to be equal to 4.5. And the height is equal to 5. So my volume will be my radius squared times pi. That's the area of circle times my height, which would be equal to 101.25 pi. Now I also have to find the area of my triangular prism, which would be the area of my triangle right here multiplied by the height of the prism. So to find the area of my triangle, it would be 6 times 8 divided by 2. My height here would be times by 9. So that would be 216. Now when you're adding these together, I'm going to rewrite the 101.25 pi so that it does not have pi units, which if I were to multiply it out, it would be 317.925. And if I add those two together, I get 533.93 roughly meters cubed. Again, units per volume is always cubed. Homework is on page 701. 6 through 15, skip 14, 17 through 19.